Hi everyone, my name is Naura. I'm from the KDF. Today I'm going to share a short presentation about my critique of the book cover A Course for True Love. So, for a quick intro, it is part of a trilogy book about a fantasy romance that takes place in a world with an old European fairy tale vibe. The story mixes elements of love, royalty, dark magic, curse, and adventure, all wrapped in a setting that feels like a classic fairy tale but with more twists and drama. Throughout the books, the characters face challenges where trust, choice, and destiny play a big role, creating a journey that feels magical and intense. Now let's look at how well the book cover shows that. The first thing we notice is the colors. The main colors are blue, pink, and gold. Pink usually gives the feeling of love, compassion, and something soft. Blue can mean calm and trust, but in fantasy, it can also represent magical or dreamy feelings. And gold is often linked with luxury, elegance, and something royal. So these colors already match the theme really well. Even before opening the book, readers can feel it's about love, magic, and royalty. Next, let's talk about the title. It's the first thing our eyes are drawn to. It's big, placed in the center, and very clear. The title itself, A Course for True Love, already tells us that this is a romance story with drama. The font is serif, which makes it look elegant and serious, fitting for a fantasy romance like this. Then, if we look at the tree in the background, it's not just for decoration. The tree is actually important in the story, especially in the climax. Same with the step fox under the tree. They connect to a major backstory of the main characters, so putting them in the center of the cover is smart, because it signals to the readers that these things matter in the story. Now for the characters. They are shown apart from each other, but still connect with a thread of vine. This makes it look like there is conflict between them, but also shows they are tied together. And this is very true to the story. There's distance, but also connection. Around the edge, we see ornaments forming a frame. It looks like an old European window. This helps show the setting of the story. It feels historical and magical. But not all of the ornaments are meaningful. For example, the broken moon, the wings, and some of the flowers don't really have a role in the book. They are probably just for decoration. So when we look at the wallcover, I would say it's strong design. It fits the story, it looks attractive, and it already gives us the mood before we even read the first page. If we compare it with the original English cover, the difference is like night and day. The original version is much simpler, using mainly black and red as the dominant colors. And the only main visual object is an illustration of the tree. Now, of course, the tree is an important symbol in the story, especially because it appears in the climax. But in my opinion, relying only in this single element is not enough to represent the whole content of the book. Another thing to notice is the color choice. Black and red often create a sense of mystery, tension, or even horror. This gives off a darker and more intimidating impression. The problem is, A Course for True Love is not mainly a horror or thriller. It is a fantasy romance with an emotional drama and magical elements. So, the colors on the original cover might actually mislead new readers, because they could expect a story that is far more mysterious and sinister than it really is. When we place it side by side with the Indonesian translated version, the new design feels much more closer to the real tone of the story. It introduced more visual elements such as the characters, the fox, and decorative elements, all of which help the reader understand the conflicts, the relationship, and the magical world the author has created. So, overall, I would say the new cover is not only much more attractive, but also does a much better job at communicating the essence of the book. I think that's all for my presentation about this book cover critique. Thank you for listening.